Hi, your malicious choppers. What's up? It's your girl Mimi, M to the I to the M to the I. Yes, so nothing do you. So, what do you think about my outfit for today? Yeah, I'm just home. Yep, this is me for today. I'm in my scrub. And the reason why I'm in my scrub is because I'm giving kudos to all my nurses, doctors, and all the people in the medical field at this time. I thought I'd make a little bit video for us because I've been so quiet about this whole thing, given that I'm equally in the medical field for now. I'm still in the medical field because I haven't changed career just yet. Anyway, the reason why I'm making who knew that combining African wrapper with the scrub will look this good. Yeah, I lost some weight, so my scrub is kind of big because this girl is losing some weight. So actually this scrub has really told me that I've lost some weight because it's really big, as you can see. So please don't go judging me that I'm wearing a very big scrub. Okay, it used to be my scrub, but now the weight is gone, so I'm just here. I thought I'd make this video so that we chat about what's going on, the coronavirus. You know, a lot of us have heard a lot of information about what coronavirus is, and I know that you all know what it is, and you all are taking precautions to and listening to the news and what the CDC has to say about it and what other medical experts have to talk or say about this. For those of us who are so religious, I'm just going to be talking randomly, just bring out points for us to take note of. Yeah, I don't want to leave our own channel untouched without saying anything with regards to the coronavirus, you know. As someone who is in the medical field or who knows what a virus can do, or who is a human and who is cooking food and talking to. So guys, I've been quiet for a while with regards to this virus, and so I decided to make a short video for us to chat and talk about this thing. So we all know what it is. Like I said before, we already know what coronavirus is, COVID-19, what it is, what it does, and how one can get it. I would advise you to constantly watch the news, to constantly if you cannot watch if you don't have access to TV to watch, you have access to the internet. You can always Google CNN, BBC, or top news stations, and you listen, you know, and make sure that the information you're getting with regards to this COVID-19 is accurate. You do not want to get information that is fake news, that is false, that has not been proven, or that is not true, or that is not accurate, because it's only going to increase your anxiety and maybe cause you depression, or, you know, cause confusion like it did when it first came out and people panic and were getting toilet tissue, you know, because I feel like if something like this is coming up, the first thing for me, maybe because I like food, maybe because I cook, or because my channel is food, like 80% of my channel is food, right? Maybe because I'm thinking about food a lot, that I may want to go get food instead of toilet tissue or paper napkin or stuff like that, because I know that I've got a shower that I can step inside. Every time I use the restroom, I go number 2, I can always step in that shower and just wash down, you know. And besides, coming from Africa and having an African background, I maybe because these people here don't have that experience of using leaves in the bushes. We have so many leaves around. You can use leaves and it will still do the job too perfectly. But make sure you're using the right leaves, not the ones that will give you the itching, the bum itching and stuff like that. You can also tear pieces of newspapers or papers, you know, and use. and then burn them later on, So I don't want people to, I don't want your malicious choppers to join the group of panicking, but use wisdom. Get accurate information with regards to this pandemic, and stay in touch with friends and family members at this time. If you're in social groups with family, friends, or people, it's always good to check in, I know we all still, some people are still working from home, but if you're in a family group and they post something, you can always just come there, say hi, let them know that you're doing good. You don't have to talk, you don't necessarily have to be talking in the group to, but it's good to always check in, just say hi in that group. People know you're okay. You don't have to share your views on whatever topic they're discussing. Just your hello, your hi in that group has already told them that, hey, Miranda is doing good. Hey, B is doing good. A is doing good. C is doing good, So another thing that I would like to emphasize on, that I think that a lot of people has misinterpreted it, is the aspect of hand washing. Yeah. A lot of people think that using hand sanitizer is more effective than washing your hands. If you apply an antibacterial soap to your hands, right, and you wash your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds using warm water or even cold water, and you really wash your hands well, it kills more germs than the hand sanitizer. I'm not saying hand sanitizer doesn't work. It works. On it, it's written it kills 99.99% of germs, right? But it means that even if you apply hand sanitizer and you want to eat, you still have to wash your hands before you eat. That will mean washing off the hand sanitizer out from your hand. So I'm just encouraging that even in places where you don't have hand sanitizer, or soap, or soap that will kill bacteria, just use water. Use water and wash your hands well. Wash your hands thoroughly, scrub inside out and the nails. And for those of us ladies who like nails, like I took off my own nails, I said this is not a time for me to have nails, because you never know the bacteria that could be hiding in that nails. And I'm glad I went and took it out, because right now I think most places are closing, and I guess only grocery stores, provision stores will be opening, and a few other places that really requires them to be open. It's not a time for you to have those mommy water nails or long nails or keep grown nails. Even your natural nails should be short, because you don't know where the germs is gonna hide in, and get in. Because you can say, oh, I'm really washing my hands thoroughly, but how did I get this, right? So I'm just bringing out a few points to us, like where I should have put my old badge, all my badges here. I still have all my badges in the places I work. So kudos to all the nurses in the house, all the Your Malicious Choppers nurses, and all the other nurses that are actually helping with this pandemic in the hospital. And one advice that I have to give you nurses is this: put yourself first. What do I mean by put yourself first? Because if you don't put yourself first, you'll not be able to put others, you'll not be able to assist or help others. Now, it's the same like the plane taking off, and they always say in case of chaos or an accident or something happens, and the air mask drops, the oxygen mask drops down, wear your own oxygen mask first before you wear some other person's own oxygen mask. Now, what I mean by nurses put yourself first is that take precautions for you first before any other person. If you see that it's going to endanger your life, you don't do it. And then when you get back home from work, I'm advising all the nurses, when you get back home from work, whether your hospital had a COVID-19 patient or not, most germs are found in the hospital. That is why they are trying for us to contain it in our homes. Because even if you have it and you call and say, oh, I think I have symptoms of this COVID-19, what they tell you is stay at home and monitor and watch the symptoms and see if they persist, right? So before you, maybe they can make room for you coming in the hospital, then they get you to the hospital, because sometimes you may not have the germs or the disease that you have, but when you get to the hospital, you get it, right? So my advice for you, a nurse working, whether in a facility, a hospital, or wherever that you're working, and there is no COVID-19 patient, and you're wearing this scrub or you're wearing a dress, working in a building that is known for healthcare or anything like that, my advice to you is this: every time you get back home from work, you should not, if you have kids or pets, you should not touch them. You should not come into contact with them until you have taken that scrub out of your body. Take that scrub out of your body. Take the scrub out, throw it in the washer, wash it, give yourself a nice warm bath before you can hug and touch your kids or people around you. Just take precautions, Every time you go out, even to the grocery stores, and you get back home, you don't know who might have been coughing in their elbows and a little bit of the sputum fell on you, or the saliva fell on you, right? So you just want to double check, just double your security. Just try to, as much as possible, to prevent yourself from getting this and bringing it back home to your family. Your family are the most treasured people, because if you get it and you give your whole family, that's a big problem. It's not only going to stress you out, but it's going to make you feel guilty that you contaminated your family with that disease. So as nurses, before you get inside your houses, make sure as you're leaving, you leave dresses maybe in the garage, in the doorway. When you come back, a towel or something, when you come back, you take off your dresses down, pick it up and put on that dress that you had put there. Go put it in the laundry, shower, and then you can give your children, your husband, your pets, those sweet kisses that they always get from you when you return back from wherever you go, right? So that's one advice I have for nurses. And for us stay-at-home moms, it's not easy, because some of us are still taking classes online. Some of us are still watching the kids, and we see how they play. They make a mess here and there, and what do we have to do? We have to just talk, and still clean it. That is the main point. You talk, and still clean it. It is our nature, right? To talk, and clean. You don't talk, and abandon, because when you don't clean that mess that they make, after some time, the bacteria grows. It's not like the bacteria will stay there and be telling you that, oh, I'm going to wait here until you clean me. No, it grows, it multiplies, right? Some other germs will just die when they are exposed for seconds. Others takes a longer time to die, right? Yeah, so others multiply within seconds. So for us mothers back home, constantly clean them, wash their hands, and try as much as possible to stay indoor. It's not easy. My daughter keeps asking me to take her to the park. She doesn't understand what's going on, why she's home, she's not going to school, but yet mom is not taking her to the park as usual, or to the library as usual, But these are things that I feel that we can walk out of it if we use our senses correctly, if we don't panic and we use our senses correctly. Then you also want to drink a lot of water. You also want to stay hydrated, because drinking a lot of water, just say for example you inhale or you took in a little bit of the saliva from somebody, what happens is it stays down on your throat, on your throat, and then makes its way down to your lungs and everything. It starts multiplying, growing. But if you're someone who drinks water a lot of times, or a lot of water from time to time, you're certainly, or maybe you have high chances of drinking that water and flushing that thing down to your stomach, When it gets into the stomach, it dies because it cannot stay in the stomach. The environment is not, the stomach environment or the stomach wall is not conducive for that particular virus, so it dies. So what you want to do is drink a lot of water, be hydrated, drink a lot of fluids to push down whatever is on your throat, Stay clean. This should be the highest time. If you are not a clean person, when it comes to doing some sanitation or stuff like that, wiping and cleaning, especially the bathroom, especially the places where you have the germs, right? It will likely have higher chances in the restrooms and places that are moist, because it in itself too, it's moist, right? So you want to keep your restroom clean. After you keep yourself hydrated, of course, you keep your restroom clean. And what else? Your body, you wash your body. If you are somebody who does not shower every day, it's time. I think it's time for you to start thinking of showering every day, especially if you go out. I don't mind those who stay home and they don't shower, because not only them sabi. Even if you don't shower, they say douche, like how we used to do when we were in primary school, where you wake up and you go and douche. You wash your leg, wash your hand, wash your face, and sometimes you wash your pee and poo. At least it's clean. Those are the places where you can find the dirt or the germ or the virus can live on those places. The next thing I want you to do, or that not want you to do, the next thing I will advise, or the next point, will be to have food in the house. Have food in the house, especially how do I call it? Foods that fight bacteria, like have ginger in the house. As we know, ginger has a very high amount of antibacterial killing whatever inside it, right? Yeah, just imagine you drinking ginger when you have flu. When you have a flu, what happens? What happens? The flu suddenly starts subsiding, and finally the ginger gets rid of it, right? Because ginger is an inflammatory root, and it originated even from China, if I remember correctly, from my biology back then in school. Ginger is a root spices. It's a spices that originated from China, right? The origin of ginger is from China, and it's known to build the immune system. Yes, to keep your immune system strong, and it fights bacteria too. So another thing you should be thinking of having in the house is lemon. Lemon has vitamin C. At a time like this, we all need vitamin C in our bodies. Yes, so when you mix your ginger and your lemon, if you've not watched my last video, I made a video of me making my own cough syrup or my own cough drink that helps me fight cold. And who knows, it could help for a time like this. Then you also want to get multivitamins. I would have loved to show you the ones we are taking, but I'm not sure if it will be a good thing at a time like this, because the least information people get, they just panic and they get carried away and go and be fighting over tissue paper and stuff. I would have loved to show you, but it's always good to ask for advice from your medical doctor or your nurses around. Get a good multivitamin for your body to build your immune system. Get vitamin C. Because you don't know how long you'll be staying in the house before you get out of the house and stuff like that. Vitamin C protects the immune system too. Build your immune system. Then another thing I would like to talk to you about, if you have kids who can already understand what it means by stay here, don't go there, that are not small, say from ages even 4 years old. I'm still thinking of sitting down with my daughter and teaching her what COVID. She's only 4, but I feel like I should teach her what is going on around, because I feel like when you teach them things, they get to understand why they cannot go out, rather than just saying no, because I've been saying no until it's getting me angry. like getting me upset right now that I feel like I should talk to her about it, what's going on, so that way she will understand the reason for my no, right? Talk to your kids about COVID. Put them down and tell them that, hey, the reason why you're not going to school is because of this virus that is killing people. So we are trying to avoid you from catching the virus. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, my mommy, I don't really lost weight. See my scrub. My scrub is big. It's like a borrowing. It keeps moving, puffing up. But it's okay. I just wanted to wear this so that you guys see that I am still with you guys. I'm still with you all. Yes, people. So what I'm saying in a nutshell, I'm gonna be rounding off in a few minutes from now. What I'm saying in a nutshell is this: take advice from the authorities given. Stay home. It's not worth it. If you go out there and catch a disease and you die, meanwhile the instruction was just stay home, right? Stay home. If you don't have TV to watch, read books. If you don't have books to read and you don't have internet connection wherever you may be on this earth or on this planet, there is something you can do while you're inside the house. Write stories. Take a book and a pen or pencil. Just begin to write. You can write a story of how this thing started or something in your life that you will want your grandchildren to come and read. Or just get busy, right? If you're bored like me here, that I have a lot of dresses, laundry to do, and I'm thinking, hey, I think it's time for me to get into it, to get them folded and put in their various places, gradually. And I have assignments, I have to cook, I have to clean, I have to do this. If you have a busy schedule, good. If you don't have anything, if you've done everything and everything has been done, why don't you lie down and just rest? Just rest your brain, rest your body, right? Yeah, so I just thought I made this video to say hi guys, to check in with you guys and tell you guys that it's gonna be okay and that we are all in the hands of the Most High. He is watching over us. He knows what we need at this time, and he is definitely going to give us what we need. And for some of you who have so much had, your hearts are like stone, that you have refused to repent from that evil, that sin. In our world today, we see a lot of sin that has been coded to look sweet, to look good, right? Some of you are still in it and still calling it is good. It's normal for me to feel this way. If he did not want me to feel this way, I will not have these feelings. You will look for things I will not have these feelings. You look for things to sugarcoat the evil that you're doing, instead of looking for a way to fight that demon that is after your heart, to fight that demon that is causing you to sin. Instead of looking for ways to fight that demon, you are pulling yourself closer to that demon, right? You run away from sin and sin will run away from you. If you see that a child, likes to tell lies on certain things, why don't you move that child away from those things that makes the child tells lies? Let me just use cheating for example. If you see that going to a party is going to make you cheat, why don't you stay home? Must you go there? When you stay home, what happens? It stops you from sinning. If you see that holding little girls in your arms is causing this feeling in your body that is kind of exciting you, that you would think of even molesting a child, stuff like that, why don't you stay away from holding the child? It's simple. Why don't you stay away from holding that child? That is how you push that sin or that demon away. Do not give that demon the opportunity to take your heart. You have that power. And now when you start submitting yourself to that demon, to that sin, to that thing that is making you think that that is what you're supposed to be doing, what happens? You become its slave. It's enslaving you unto the point where they throw you in jail. Right? It enslaves you unto the point where they throw you now in jail. And then in jail now you are not only his slave, because one, you are his slave, he has put you in jail. Two, you become another person in jail's a slave. Did you or have you ever thought about the things that we have been doing on this earth, that if you were God, how would you feel? I just gave a simple example on the video I did the other day, that take, for example, a father leaves the house and say, this shoe I am putting here, nobody should touch this shoe. On coming back, his wife and his kids have messed up with the shoe. It's not the first time, it's not the second time, it's not the third time. They keep doing that, they keep doing that, they keep doing that. What happens? It stirs up anger in him. That is how this environment has become. That is how the earth has become. God is not happy. God is not happy. He created us to live in a world full of love, peace, harmony, joy, health. He created us as perfect humans, but our imperfections have come from the sins that we have committed, from the things that we have done. You see a man who get married to his wife, but he will not commit to her. Why did you get married in the first place? You see a woman who married her husband, but she will not commit to him. Why did you marry him in the first place? Why? Sometimes we see some of those signs and we ignore them and we say, no, the person is going to change. You know, to later on start causing, that is already sin, thinking that somebody will change or you can change somebody. No. So God is not happy with the things that we have done. I hope this pandemic is a wake-up call for us, children of God, who knows what the Bible says with regards to things like this. He said he was not going to flood the earth again, and he did not flood the earth. He brought in fire for Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah was known for their homosexuality and incest and false gods. That even when God's angels, they came to Sodom and Gomorrah, the people of Sodom went to the house of Lot and they knocked on the door and said, bring that guest, those visitors you have, let's have sex with them. They were not even afraid of God's angels or of the visitors who came into their city. They were not even afraid of God who had made them. They did not care. They were not afraid. You know, with that so much anger, what happened? God burned down that city. He destroyed that city because of how they were treating or disrespecting him as a father. Right? And what happened in the time of Moses and the plagues? He gave the plagues to the Egyptians. And they were still trying to challenge him when they would throw their sticks down to turn into snakes, the magicians and the witch doctors and everything. What happened when Moses turned his own down? His own swallowed up every other stick that was there. He caused pestilence, and he said it. He said that every time that you people anger me, I am going to make something to call you back to me. So this is like a wake-up call to all of us, his children. To those of us who believe and even to those who do not believe. Who would have thought in their wildest dream in December of 2019 or January of 2020 that at a time like this on earth, places will be shut down. People will stay in their houses. Do you know how many married women have been crying for their husband to be home? Do you know how many married men have been crying for their wives to be home? And this has brought them home. This is a time when you start fixing that marriage, that relationship. You start training those children in the fear of God to be other. It's not a time for you to start thinking of, oh, I am missing my girlfriend. No. I am missing my girlfriend. Even it's a time for you to tell that girlfriend, you know what? This is a time that my family needs me more, because we never know. It could be the last time I'm hanging out with my wife or my kids. It could be the last time I'm hanging out with my husband or my kids. You call off that relationship. You start your life from fresh with your wife and your kids and your husband and your kids. Just stop it. Just stop sinning. Just stop letting Satan have control over you. Just stop the pride. Some of us are so proud that even when you see TV commercials or advice or things that are to benefit you, because of your pride, you will not listen to those things. You say, me, a home me, man, no come on outside for waiting. And you go out. Why? Because you want to show off. You want to say you know. A home me. Let me beg her for what? When I can just get in the restroom and do my stuff. Right? Why should I beg her? Pride. So let's calm down. Calm down, breathe, go in your inner chambers, go down on your knees, pray for forgiveness for the things that you have done, that only you and God knows the things that you have done. Those things that you and God know about. Go inside your chambers, inside your room, kneel down and pray and beg for forgiveness. And turn away. Don't only beg for forgiveness and do that thing. Turn away from that thing, and the thing will flee away from you. It's a demon. Turn away from that thing, that sin. Be it sin of lies telling. Be it sin of killing. See the genocide killing or whatever that happened in my country. They kill pregnant women and babies. Do you think God will be happy when he hears people crying? Do you think God will be happy when he hears that woman crying for that pain you're causing her? Do you think God will be happy when he hears that man crying? What has happened to my wife? Who is taking my wife away from me? Do you think that God is happy hearing that child crying? That where are my parents? They have been killed. Somebody has poisoned them. Somebody has done this or that. You know, he is not happy when we cry in such pains. He is not happy. In fact, he's a judge God. He has a heart. He's a loving God. So at a time like this, I'm going to be rounding off. At a time like this, I'm begging all of us watching this. Go down on your knees, just pray. Do you know what I usually say yes to atheists? Like, for me, even if I feel that there is no God, there is no harm in saving him. It is better for me to come at the end of the last day, the end of the world, right? And then I see that actually there was no God. It is better for me to die and see that yes, there was no God, than for me to die and say, hey, so there was really a God. So it's causing me no harm serving and knowing him and living in accordance to his will. Because at that end, you will be like, oh yeah, definitely there was God. And you served him. You served him with all your heart. And you did not lean on your own understanding. Most of the times, we tend to lean on our own understanding. We start asking God questions. We are not supposed to trust him and begin to ask him questions. He said we should just trust him. And we should not lean on our own understanding of things, because his ways are not our ways and will never be our ways. Nobody is supposed to question him. He's a good father. You know, like one time I said, I made boiled egg and I was trying to give my daughter. I put it in water for it to get cool. And this girl would not wait for that egg to get cool. She was crying I should give her that egg for her to eat it. And it just hit me that, wow, this is how when we ask things from God, we don't wait. We don't wait. We begin to use our own reasoning. Oh, maybe he's not giving me because of this. Oh, maybe this or because of that. Oh, maybe this. Meanwhile, he's just letting the egg to cool before he gives us. Then when the egg cools, what happens? He will peel it off. Then put it on a plate and serve us with it. Sometimes we are just impatient. You know? Other times, even in that process of waiting for that egg to get cold, pride takes in.